Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 2. I am Uyaya Nyekan, coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiakuran. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Buhari adopts steps to bridge gaps in national crisis management. Nigerian government vows not to interfere in Ekweremadu's organ harvesting case in the UK. Plus, EU presidency mulls visa ban for all Russians and sanction. We'll bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Thanks for joining us. First on the news this afternoon is a report that President Muhammadu Buhari has launched the National Crisis Management Doctrine (NCMD), aimed at bridging the gap created by the extensive deployment of security services through fostering collaboration amongst ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs. The NCMD, which was developed by the Office of the National Security Advisor (ONSA) in coordination with relevant MDAs, would ensure greater success in tackling national crisis. Speaking at the launch, the President, in a statement by his media aide Femi Adesina, commended the efforts of the National Security Advisor, retired Major General Bagana Muguno, his staff and members of the working group from various responder MDS for the remarkable work in developing the doctrine. The statement described the feat as a significant milestone in recognition of the need for collective efforts toward achieving coordinated, effective and efficient national crisis management. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has said the planned 2023 population and housing census would give better structure to the government's fight against poverty and insecurity. The president said this in a statement signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, during his keynote address at the National Stakeholders Summit on the 2023 census held at the State House Conference Center, Abuja. Buhari, who acknowledged that Nigeria is projected to be the third most populous country in the world, can rank third largest country in terms of population by 2050 after China and India, said reliable, credible, acceptable and successful census will enable government to plan for development, especially in bolstering the social security program that targets more vulnerable Nigerians. The president said the deployment of digital technology in the 2023 National Population and Housing Census will ensure effectiveness and more accuracy in the figures that will come out of the exercise. The president therefore called for support of stakeholders, which includes state governments, local government councils, traditional and religious institutions, civil society organizations, private sectors, media, development partners, donor agencies, and the general populace for the successful conduct of the 2023 census. In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has promised that the military will not stop or reduce its efforts to rescue the remaining 31 abductees of the March 28 train attack through non-combative means. Buhari emphasized that his primary concern is to get everyone released safe and unhurt. According to a statement by his senior special assistant in media and publicity, Garba Shehu, the president said this when he met with representatives of the families of the abducted persons in Abuja. The president assured the representatives that the federal government is doing everything within its powers to ensure the safe return of the remaining captives. He, however, explained that the government will not employ lethal force in freeing the remaining hostages. In another development, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami has said that state governors have no basis for complaining about Paris Club refund deductions paid to consultants they hired. Malami, who made the comment at a ministerial media briefing at the State House in Abuja, explained that the governors took steps to pay the consultants and later decided to stop payments while asking for an out-of-court settlement when the matter was dragged to court. This, according to him, resulted in a request to President Muhammadu Buhari to make the payment, which was then passed on to the office of the AGF for a legal opinion. The minister also disclosed that the ministry has secured over 1,000 convictions on terrorism and recovered over £6 million of stolen monies from various jurisdictions globally from March of 2021 to May 2022. According to him, the recovered foreign loot have since been deployed towards the execution of major infrastructure projects and used to massively reduce poverty across the country.
The liability or judgment debt relating to Paris Club was indeed a liability created by the Governors Forum in their own right. Element of truth. Yes, there is no element, there are no fraudulent undertones associated with it. The government may continue to sanction the payment. Now, that was the background, and even at that, we took further steps after receiving these reports from the EFCC, among others, to demand for indemnity from the governors. Look, as a forum, you incurred this liability. As a forum, you
Away from that, Governor Nasser El-Rufai has told President Muhammadu Buhari that terrorists have infiltrated and dominated communities and creating a parallel government in Kaduna State. In a July memo to the president, he stated that terrorists now exercise control over social and economic activities and even dispense justice in their areas of control. According to the governor, the terrorists have advanced in their plans to make Kaduna forest areas their permanent operational base for the Northwest region, citing a series of intelligence reports. In order to overcome security challenges in the country, the Nigerian Army has trained 106 cadet officers of the 69 regular corps of the Nigerian Defense Academy (NDA) on mechanized operations in Bauchi State. Speaking during the closing ceremony of the training exercise at the Victor Kure Armored Range, Major General Ibrahim Yusuf said that the Commandant Nigerian Defense Academy (NDA) was to tackle the insecurity challenges facing the country. According to him, the week-long training was to expose them to various mechanized operations in tackling security challenges. The commandant also stated that the exercise was a joint operation and collaboration between the Armored Corps, the Corps of Artillery, as well as the Special Operations Command of the Nigerian Air Force. Reports say the cadets would be graduating from the academy in October 2022, adding that there were 7 female officers amongst them.
The need for enhanced and qualitative training in the Nigerian Army is more needed now than ever. This is as a result of the security challenges bedeviling our dear nation. It is therefore in this line with the Chief of Army Staff vision, which is to have a professional Nigerian Army ready to accomplish a SAM mission within a joint environment in defense of Nigeria.
I want to assure you that the brigade is well prepared to host the event, and the days you remain in the brigade, it will be a worthwhile for you.
The need for enhanced...
In politics, Governor Wike of Rivers State has sued the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) Atiku Abubakar, the Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal, and the PDP over the conduct of the presidential primary of the party that was held in Abuja on May 28th and May 29, 2022. Recall that during the PDP presidential primaries, when aspirants were asked to address delegates, Tambuwal had asked them to vote for him only to return moments later to ask them to vote for Atiku. Therefore, Wike has asked the court to determine 8 issues, including whether the purported transfer of Tambuwal's votes to Atiku by the PDP was illegal and void. The plaintiff is also seeking a declaration that the PDP acted negligently and in bad faith by assigning the Sokoto governor's vote to Atiku at the primary. Wike asked the court to order INEC to reject or remove Atiku from its list of candidates in the 2023 presidential election. They are also seeking an order commanding the PDP to recount the votes of the primary that was held on May 28th and 29, 2022.
Who will defend you any day, anytime? Here, the federal government came with their might. Did they succeed? Did they succeed?
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has foreclosed the removal of its national chairman, Dr. Iyorochia Ayu, as a condition for peace and reconciliation in the party. River State Governor Nyesom Wike and a former Deputy National Chairman, South, Chief Olabode George, are among those calling for Ayu's removal to balance the North-South power equation in the opposition party. They have premised their demand on the fact that the PDP cannot have Ayu, who is from the North, and the party's presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who is also from the North, in the same election cycle. But the National Publicity Secretary, Debo Olagungba, said removing Ayu from office would ignite a constitutional crisis in the party, adding that PDP cannot take the risk. The party's constitution stipulates that when the tenure of a sitting national chairman is abridged for whatever reasons, his seat is taken by the deputy national chairman from the same region the ousted chairman comes from. Olungba, who spoke with reporters in Abuja, explained that going by the constitution, should Ayu be removed from office, he'll be replaced by the Deputy National Chairman North, Umar Dangum, who is from Yobe State. Still in politics, presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, has said Nigeria must end petrol subsidy. He noted that going forward, Nigeria must look for ways to move beyond oil to end oil subsidy. He lamented the staggering level of corruption in the country, emphasizing that universities have remained closed for over 5 months, while the healthcare system remains comatose. Power generation and distribution are also at an all-time low. Obi said he plans to create jobs and reduce insecurity and poverty if elected. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Emmanuel has congratulated Akwa Ibom youths on the occasion of the International Youth Day 2022 and has also lauded young Master Valo Mbrenyang for achieving academic excellence of monumental proportions. In a statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary and Senior Special Assistant, Media Ekerete Udo, the governor lauded the youth for maintaining the peace, internalization of a new mindset predicated on the Dakada philosophy, and for showing love and fidelity to the larger Akwa Ibom causes. According to the governor, his administration will continue to invest in the youth through capacity building and other forms of empowerment aimed at aligning their energies to the possibilities and opportunities of the 21st century world based on ICT and other creative approaches. He therefore urged them to shun antisocial tendencies such as cultism and continue to embrace peace, which is a key driver in creating a world of opportunity for all ages. In the same vein, Governor Emmanuel has congratulated one Valo Mbrenyang for scoring straight A's in 9 subjects, while equally recording a very high JAM score of 343. The governor enjoined others to emulate and be inspired by the educational achievement of the young genius, maintaining that his government will strive to leave a legacy of functional, quality and affordable educational opportunity for the children, which places emphasis on technology and entrepreneurial skills development. Governor Emmanuel also congratulated Ephraim Jacob Inyangudo, a physics teacher who was recently made a fellow of Fulbright Teaching Excellence Achievement TEA in the United States. Still in Akwa Ibom State, Governor Emmanuel has laid the foundation for the commencement of the construction of an ultramodern general hospital in Ibom local government area. Shortly before turning the SOD for the project, Governor Emmanuel said the commencement of the general hospital project was a fulfillment of the pledge he made to Ibom people during the 38th Triennial Convention of the Ibom Welfare and Development Union, that his administration will site a general hospital in the area within the shortest possible time. The governor, who was represented at the event by the State Commissioner for Health, Professor Augustine Umor, said the hospital, which will be fully equipped, will be completed within the lifespan of the present administration. He thanked the people of Ibom for their continued support and goodwill for his administration, pledging that under his administration, Ibom local government area will continue to enjoy an enviable status as location to strategic projects like the state-of-the-art Dakada Skills Acquisition Center, which is to be inaugurated in a few months' time. Earlier, indigenes of Ibom across diverse segments of the population in their goodwill messages were full of appreciation to the Governor Emmanuel-led administration for making good his promise to commence the General Hospital project, pledging that the appreciation of Ibom people will be demonstrated to the Governor by supporting his completion agenda. We move now to Africa, where Kenya's Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, had not yet declared the official results of the presidential race. However, winners of other elective seats were being announced. The Orange Democratic Movement's candidate Peter Ochieng Orero was elected new Kibra Member of Parliament. Reports say the winner received the certificate proving his success. For this Raila Odinga ally, going to the collection and tallying centers to know the results firsthand was essential, especially at the Bomas of Kenya, the National Tallying Center. Interest in the presidential race winner has sharpened in the East African country days after the general elections. 4 candidates vied for the presidencies, but 2 are top contenders: Deputy President William Ruto and veteran politician Raila Odinga. Official election results must be announced within a week of the vote. Still in Africa, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has left Kigali, his last stop on a 3-nation tour of Africa, where he articulated Washington's new strategy for engaging with sub-Saharan African nations as equal partners. During his visit, Blinken took part in several meetings with members of the Rwandan government, discussing issues such as democracy, human rights concerns, and the ongoing tensions between Rwanda and the DRC. Blinken's trip to Africa's Great Lakes region came at a difficult time, with the Democratic Republic of Congo accusing Rwanda of backing the M23 rebels and Kigali accusing Kinshasa of collaborating with the FDLR rebels. According to reports, despite a meeting between Kagame and Tshisekedi in Angola last month, ties between the neighbors remain strained. On the foreign scene, Attorney General Merrick Garland has said that the Justice Department had filed in court a request that the search warrant and property receipts from the search former President Donald Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago be unsealed. In his first public statement since federal agents raided the accommodation earlier this week, Garland also said he personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter. He noted that the department did not comment on the search on the day that it occurred, but pointed out that copies of the warrant and the warrant receipt were provided to the Trump lawyers who were on site during the search. In the meantime, former U.S. President Donald Trump has said he will not oppose the release of the warrant that let FBI agents search his Mar-a-Lago home. In a statement, Trump said he was encouraging its immediate release, but repeated his claim the search was unnecessary and politically motivated.
I have made clear that the Department of Justice will speak through its court filings and its work. Just now, the Justice Department has filed a motion in the Southern District of Florida to unseal a search warrant and property receipt relating to a court-approved search that the FBI conducted earlier this week. That search was of premises located in Florida belonging to the former president. The department did not make any public statements on the day of the search. The former president publicly confirmed the search that evening, as is his right. Copies of both the warrant and the FBI property receipt were provided on the day of the search to the former president's counsel, who was on site during the search. The search warrant was authorized by a federal court upon the required finding of probable cause. The property receipt is a document that federal law requires law enforcement agents to leave with the property owner.
Still on the foreign scene, the Czech Republic, which holds the rotating EU presidency, has said that a blanket ban on visas for all Russian travelers could be the bloc's next sanction on Moscow. Czech Foreign Minister Lipsky said this in a statement that he would propose the idea at an informal meeting of the EU foreign ministers in Prague at the end of August. The EU has so far come up with 6 sanction packages against Russia. Recall that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called on the West to ban all Russian travelers in an interview with journalists, saying Russians should live in their own world until they change their philosophy. Still to come in the news.
How does this one end?
Falconets beat France in Under-20 Women's World Cup. Do stay with us. Thanks for staying tuned. Now to the rest of our news. In our business news, data from the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries showed that Nigeria's crude oil production plunged by 2.3 million barrels in July 2022 when compared to what the country produced in the preceding month of June. In its latest monthly oil market report for August 2022, OPEC stated that crude oil production figures based on direct communication indicated that Nigeria's output dropped by an average of 74,000 barrels per day in July. By losing 2.3 million barrels in July this year, it means Nigeria's oil earnings fell by about 101.13 billion naira in the month under review. The federal government, operators and experts have consistently fingered crude oil theft in the Niger Delta as the major reason for Nigeria's poor output and its continued failure to meet the monthly oil production quota approved by OPEC. Still in business, Seplat Energy says it had not received any official notification from the federal government reversing its proposed acquisition of the entire share capital of Mobil Producing Nigerian Limited. The oil firm stated this in a statement issued by its chief financial officer, Emeka Onwuka, that Seplat Energy has become aware of news reporting claiming that ministerial approval of the company's proposed acquisition of the entire share capital of Mobil Producing Nigerian Limited has been withdrawn. It added Seplat Energy has received no official notification of such a decision and is seeking clarification from the relevant authorities. Recall that President Buhari had on Wednesday reversed his authorization of the acquisition of the entire share capital of Mobil Producing Nigerian Limited by Seplat Energy Offshore Limited. The move puts the presidency on the side of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, which had earlier declined the $1.3 billion transaction. In health, Akwa Ibom is driving Nigeria's latest COVID-19 surge as the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) confirms 517 additional infections between August 6 and August 11, 2022. The NCDC, which made this known via its official website, said that out of the 517 additional infections recorded, Akwa Ibom reported 293 cases, while Lagos State recorded 101. The NCDC said that the 517 cases, which were recorded in 13 states and the Federal Capital Territory, have raised the total number of infections to 262,402. The agency, however, said that 525 persons had been discharged in the last 5 days after recovering from the virus, thus bringing the total number of discharged persons to over 256,000, adding that the death toll from the COVID-19 disease in the country stayed at 3,147, with no additional deaths reported. Still in health, the United States Food and Drug Administration (FDA) has issued an emergency use authorization for Census vaccine to increase the existing monkeypox vaccine supply. The regulatory agency disclosed this in a statement made available on its official website. The FDA said the approved vaccine will enable healthcare providers to use the intramedullary injection and will increase the total number of doses available for use by up to 5-fold. It stated that the emergency use authorization allows for the use of the vaccine in people who are 18 years and older and in people seen to be at high risk of monkeypox infection. Census vaccine was approved in 2019 for the prevention of smallpox and monkeypox disease in individuals 18 years of age and older determined to be at high risk for smallpox or monkeypox infection. In sports, an ace defender of the Super Falcons, Glory Ogbonna, has signed a one-year contract with the Turkish Women League champions, Algerspor Kulübü. Ogbonna, who disclosed this in a telephone interview with newsmen, said that the contract signed would see her play the women's version of the Champions League with the club this season. The former Ido Queens player said that the desire to play in the Champions League was what motivated her to sign for the Turkish champions. Still in sports, Nigeria's Falconets beat France 1-0 in Group D's opening match at the ongoing 2022 Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica. The only goal was scored late into the second half of the match by Falconets' Flourish Sebastian. The Falconets had to scale the hurdles presented by Central African Republic, Congo, Cameroon and Senegal, winning 6 of 7 matches to be eligible to fly Africa's flag once more in Central America. Reports say Nigeria will play France, Canada and Korea in Group C of the 16-nation, which begins August 10, while Africa's other representatives, Ghana, are up against holders Japan, the Netherlands and 3-time champions United States in Group D. In entertainment, the first ever documentary on the televised reality show Big Brother Naija is set to premiere Saturday, August 13, 2022. Femi Faldoon, Chief Executive Officer of ID Africa Media Consultants to the reality TV show, who disclosed this in a statement, said that the mini-documentary titled BB Naija, The Fame, The Fans, The Frenzy will be produced by ID Africa, the Bang Studio. He noted that BB Naija, The Fame, The Fans, The Frenzy will take viewers behind the scenes of the biggest reality TV show in Africa and reveal some truths about the show's production. According to him, it features some of the show's most popular housemates, including Mercy Eke, Lekon, Nengi, Prince, Alex, Bisola Ayola, Elozonam, and Ozo. Still in entertainment, Katsina State Government has opened its portal for interested talented indigents to download and apply for State National Talent Hunt Challenge Season 2 competition. The chairman of the Kaduna State National Talent Hunt Challenge, Ahmed Masufri, who disclosed this in Katsina, said forms would be distributed across the local government areas in the state for those interested. He added that those interested could also download the KNTHC application through the portal and apply for the talent competition. According to him, the competition aims to encourage innovation and develop youth's potential talent. He urged youths to take advantage of the opportunity by participating in the competition to add value to their lives, families, Katsina State and Nigeria, adding that 3 winners are expected to emerge from each of the 4 categories arranged for the competition and overall winner. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media, all of which you can find on our website spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 2. I am Uyai Anyeke. Thanks for watching and do enjoy the rest of your day.